And as soon as I see us, I will hit record. And there we are. Let's wave hello and let's see if we can get some music going here. Let's do the waiting music. Okay, we're almost ready. We're
I love
almost
it.
ready. Almost ready. And we're streaming. Dance with me, Sherry. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. I got to keep up here. Shout out to all my dancer friends from Long Island. Winter Circle, Morel, Garden City Hotel. Lots of memories.
Celebrating you in this
Special way.
Shine.
Shine.
Smile.
Smile.
We're celebrating you in style.
All right, let's tell the Suno Orchestra to take a break. Thank you, Suno. I had to shut their mic off. I'm Bonnie D, and this is SherryM. She's probably my most often, I'm not going to say frequent, my most often guest co-host here on HB2U. How are you, Sherry?
I'm great. How are you doing today, Bonnie?
Fine. Rumor has it you got a new microphone. You want to show that to us? Look at
I
that.
did. Can you see it?
I can. I like it. I like it. Very, very nice. We can hear you all wonderfully. You ready for me to start? Oh, first of all, you have to tell everybody, if in case somebody, Sherry, this just boggles the mind. Somebody in the world doesn't know who you are already. Just tell them briefly who you are and what you do.
They're watching because I'm here. They know me.
There you go.
I'm Meyer. I am an HR tech enthusiast and expert and a writer. And I do a little thing on LinkedIn, which is to gather a group of HR and IT professionals together under the banner of Recharge HR. But I've been doing a lot of things. I've been doing some screenwriting, and I have a television pilot complete
Uh,
that
Tell us
going to
about it.
start
Wait a minute.
marketing.
You've written a screen pilot. I had to bring up my big pen here. This is very important. This is breaking news here. Okay, Sherry, tell us, go ahead. What is the screen pilot about? In case
It's
people want to know.
called Inconvenience, two words. And the main character is a rock star wannabe who's making her living by working in a convenience store, which is pretty inconvenient.
Very, very cool. Anybody we know, or is it based on real life? You don't.
It's based on real life. I mean, it's based on Chelsea Lynn Meyer, my daughter, it's her life. She's married, has three boys she's raising, works full time in a retail setting. I won't mention the name,
Nope.
and yeah, and tries to keep everything balancing, juggling
And she's a
kids, music
talented
gigs, and
musician. She's a musician
she's a
too.
musician, a singer-songwriter. Yeah.
Yeah, very, very cool. I'm hoping to get her on the show once in a one of these days when she's got some time for me. So let's kick this off. Pop the confetti, light the candles fast. Sherry, I hope you told the kids not to light the candles near the computer. We can't say that often enough. It's happy birthday to you. We
Bonnie,
hope. Yes, dear.
I have to tell you later what I did with candles in my study a few years ago during
Okay.
COVID.
Off air, off air. We don't want anybody to get upset. Pop the confetti, light the candles fast, carefully. It's happy birthday to you. We hope it's a blast. Bonnie D on her Scarlet Mike and co-host Sherry M2, dishing celebration gold with a fun point of view. That's called POV, but it didn't rhyme. From icons on the screen, that's called celebrities, to social media stars who soar. Yeah, billions of views. That's soaring. We'll share what they're known for and some of their pre-fame lore. Wacky holidays you never heard of till today, plus music milestones, they're all headed your way. We've got candles, other room, and sparklers over on the other side, and frosting on the cake, a delicious blend and recipe only Sherry and I could bake. Yes. So buckle up, darlings. A fun show is in store. HB2U is lighting up November 24th with glam. That's Sherry. Bam, that's me, and more. Here we go. Let's start off with events in music history. We got a lot. 1944. My goodness gracious. Well, we don't remember then. At the Last Frontier Hotel, Liberace made his Las Vegas debut, complete with his signature candelabra. I don't know if it was a signature at that point, if he was making his debut. It's
Yeah.
a
Well, it was his Las Vegas debut. So,
yeah, on the piano. Yes, he
yeah.
must have had a reputation to get there on the piano.
Yeah.
He goes on to be a mainstay of Vegas entertainment. Sherry, should we tell people who Liberace was in case they don't know?
I'm sure Growing up, he was this flamboyant, that's the word for him,
Yes.
performer who came out just very fancy with a grand piano and candelabras on it. And he was very talented, but that was his shtick. You kind of have to have a shtick to get noticed in
Bigger
music.
than life. And he preceded Elvis with all the sparkles on the clothes,
He
right?
did.
Liberace had rhinestones all over his jackets and this beautiful candelabra on the piano. Talk about keeping the candelabra away from the computer. Yes. Okay. You've got the next one. What's next?
The musical comedy Guys and Dolls, which I've never seen, premieres on Broadway at the 46th Street Theater. I have been there.
Yes.
2 years later, it spawns a film adaptation starring Marlon Brando and Frank Sinatra.
What a show, guys and dolls. Go look up some of the music from that. Just wonderful. There's some
Classic.
songs, classic, iconic. 1957, we're moving ahead 7 years. Chris Hayes, who was the lead guitarist for Huey Lewis in the News from 1979 to 2001. That's a long run. That's 22 years. Is born in Great Lakes, Illinois. I don't usually put birthdays in here, but I thought this was interesting. He co-writes some of their biggest hits. Do you remember I Want a New Drug? And The Power of Love. I remember
Power of
that one.
Love is still.
Yeah, Chris
Yeah.
Hayes. Happy
Wasn't
birthday,
the
Chris Hayes.
Power of Love in one of the Back to the Future movies?
I think it might have been. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Very cool. Go ahead.
So 1964, UK's first commercial station, Radio Manx, begins broadcasting from the Isle of Man. So first of all, Bonnie, I don't know where the Isle of Man is. And second of all, I find that very late to
Don't you?
be having a commercial station
Yeah, I
that late, right?
agree. But Sherry, something happened the same day, November 24th, 1964. The who were not named the who, what, where, when, and why they were named the High Numbers, we'll leave the word high to the imagination, performed their first gig under the name The Who at London's Marquee Club, spelled Marquee, not the French Quis. And they promised what the posters famously called maximum R&B. So that's when The Who came out as The Who.
That's
Who?
the first time I've heard Maximum R&B.
I
Remember
know.
that one.
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
in 72, produced by Don Kirshner, the TV series Concert debuts on ABC as a competitor to NBC's Midnight Special. Guests on the first episode include Chuck Berry, Alice Cooper, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, the Allman Brothers Band, and Poco. I have to see a replay of that, honestly. If you have a link to that, Bonnie, I have to pull
In
that up.
Concert was the name of the series. I never saw it, but I have
Me
to tell you
neither.
that there was on my show the other day, I learned that Poco originally called themselves Pogo, and they wanted to avert a lawsuit with the comic strip Pogo, so they
Oh, right,
changed their
right.
name to Poco. How about that? And let's move ahead 2 more years to 1974 in his infamous Lost Weekend. John Lennon, late great, I can say that, rehearsed with Elton John because Elton John was getting ready to perform at MSG. That's not the seasoning, that's Madison Square Garden in New York. Guess who made a surprise appearance? John Lennon joined Elton John on stage. That must have been one heck of a concert. Oh well.
Chance of a lifetime to see those guys together.
Yep. Somebody's watching us on Facebook. Hello, Facebook. Okay, live watchers.
Woo!
Okay, you've got one more and we got a lot more. Go ahead.
In 1976, Wanted, The Outlaws, the collaboration of Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, Jesse Coulter, and Tom Paul Glazer became the first country album certified platinum. I also feel like that's late to have,
Yeah, well, I
right?
guess I don't know. Well, Willie Nelson certainly was all country, so I don't think there was any crossover going on there. So was Waylon Jennings. Very, very interesting. Yeah, platinum. So I
But they
guess it
were
was.
popular, though. They were popular outside of the country listening group.
Yeah. So it was really catching
Yeah.
on with, I guess, mainstream. Maybe that's what it means. 3 years later, in 1979, oh, this is one of my favorites. There was a duet with Barbara Streisand and Donna Summer called No More Tears. Enough is enough is enough. Da 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 da. I just murdered that. Became the first duet between two women to hit #1 in the US. Talk about late, Sherry. Seriously?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Well, it wasn't until the 70s where we got the right to have our own credit cards, right?
Yep, I remember. I
Yeah.
remember. I was working in a job when I went back to school after my divorce. I had an internship job at a what was it? An automotive glass shop where they install windshields. And I
Right.
think I was doing some admin and marketing work for them. And I had a friend who owned a gym and spa. And she said, I need to teach you, Bonnie D. I wasn't going by that name then, how to get your own credit. And she took me to, I think, Macy's. This was in Eugene, Oregon, Sherry. And she took me to Macy's and she had me sign up for my first own credit card.
My
And
first
that,
one was a big department store around here too.
yeah,
Um,
this was
yeah.
revolving credit. And she showed me what it meant and how I was going to have my own credit now that I was divorced and raising my kids on my own. It was just a very interesting. So that was Patty
Nice.
Wiggins. I don't know if she's still around, but shout out to Patty Wiggins. You've got something from 1999. We're certainly jumping around today.
Yeah, we are. Cyndi Lauper marries the actor David Thornton in a ceremony performed by the singer Little Richard, who
Woo!
happens to be an ordained minister, and also he performed at the reception. So two for one.
Well, that's very creative. And let's go ahead to 2009. Donny Osmond won
Oh,
season 9 of Dancing with the Stars. Hard to believe. That was only how many years ago? We're 2025 now, so that was 16 years ago. Oh my goodness gracious. I haven't seen much about Donny in the news, but his sister Marie is all over the place.
she is. She really is. About
Yeah.
time. 2014, Iggy Azalea reissues her debut album, The New Classic, as Reclassified. The re-release features 5 newly recorded songs.
I'm sure that's very important to her fans. I have no idea what her music is. Do you know her music at
No,
all?
I don't know her. I'm going to look her up.
Yeah, we will have to do that.
The
And then
show
we
is
have
very educational.
yes, I know. It's as I say in the promo and when I post it on social, I say if you're looking for some trivia to raise the conversational bar at parties and business gatherings, this is the place to go.
This is, yeah.
And we have one more music event, 2023, just 2 years ago today. Garth Brooks, this is interesting. Garth Brooks performs to pre-open. He has a new bar called Friends in Low Places Bar and Honky Tonk on Broadway, not New York City, in Nashville, Tennessee, where you can slip on down to the Oasis. And the Oasis is the name of the rooftop bar. The grand opening was a few months later in 2024, March 3rd. He paid, well, I guess he had some spare cash. He paid almost $50 million just for the building in 2021 and more undisclosed amount for construction, renovation, and outfitting the interior. Trisha Yearwood, the country star, created the menu. I don't know how or why. And the
She
building
does
was
cook. She's been on some cooking shows or on some talk
really
shows where she's come and done some demos. Yeah.
that's it. I understand from some of the reviews it was very expensive, but they said everything in Nashville and that part of Nashville was expensive. These were name brand bars, and the building was formerly the Downtown Sporting Club. So Garth had a lot
Well, I
of
like
work
this
to do.
better.
Yes, I do too. So friends in low places, bar and honky tonk. I'd go there. Would you? Should we go meet in Nashville?
Oh, yeah.
I think
Yeah,
we'll.
I was in Nashville once, and going to the bars down there is really, it's very interesting. It's a very fun little city.
I bet it was. And a lot of
Yeah.
criticism is that it wasn't just country music, but they say Garth Brooks doesn't just play country music on his even on his album. So why would he just pipe in country music in his bar? So yeah, well, people like to criticize. Let's go to famous birthdays today. Young lady, very young lady named Sarah Hyland, Hyland is 35. Why is she on the list? Because she played Haley Dunphy on Modern Family from 2009 to 2020. I was a big fan of Modern Family, the sitcom on ABC. I thought it was great. And she was the daughter who couldn't quite decide. She wasn't the brilliant one. Brilliant one was played, the nerd was, Techie was played by Ariel Winter. But Haley was the one who was into fashion and wanted to hang out with her girlfriends and date. And she eventually, I think she tried to go to college. I'm not sure. But anyway, she was very, very beautiful. Sarah Hyland. She also played Molly in the 1999 remake of Annie. She played Maddie Healy on Lipstick Jungle. I remember that TV show. She played Dylan Schoenfeld in the 2011 TV movie Geek Charming. That says it all. She starred in
Yeah.
the 2014 film Vampire Academy. Really, Sarah? And in 2019, she was starring in the comedy The Wedding Year. Before fame, at 5 years old, this is almost scary, she played Howard Stern's character's daughter in the film Private Parts. I think we'll
Yeah.
just leave that one alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You've got another birthday for us. Get me out of this.
This is one of my favorite actresses,
Good.
Katherine Heigl. She's age 47. She's the actress who gained famous for her role as Izzy Stevens in Grey's Anatomy, which when my daughters were young, we used to rush home from soccer ball practice to watch this. She earned a Primetime Emmy for Outstanding Supporting Actress in 2007 for that show. And she co-starred with Seth Rogen in the 2007 comedy Knocked Up, which is funny. You need to watch it if you haven't seen it.
Okay.
Then she returned to TV in 2017 as the star of CBS series Doubt. Her lead film roles include 27 Dresses, my favorite. Just watched it again the other week.
Really?
Yes, I love that movie. I think it's very well done for that style. I just love it.
Okay.
One for the Money, Life as We Know It, and the romantic comedy The Ugly Truth with Gerard Butler. That one's also very good, and Gerard
Okay.
Butler is great. And supporting roles in The Ringer and Bride of Chucky pre-fame. As a child, she appeared in a national television TV ad for Cheerios.
I wonder if there was a stage mom involved who said, okay, you're a little kid, we're getting you on national TV. And they said, oh, she's cute, she's blonde, she's
Yeah.
Catherine, let's get her on TV. Interesting, talking about stage mothers. Today is also the birthday of Colin, Colin, single L Hanks, who is the son of Tom Hanks. Colin is 48 years old. He played Alex Whitman in the hit TV series Roswell. Ooh, and Jack Bailey in the series The Good Guys. He had prominent roles in the films Orange County, King Kong, and The House Bunny. I don't think it was King Kong and the House Bunny, but that would have been a very funny title for
Yeah,
one
that's a good
movie.
idea, actually.
Isn't that combining movie titles? He appears with Michael C. Hall in season 6 of Dexter, and with Billy Bob Thornton in the FX series Fargo, and with Betsy Brandt in Life in Pieces. Happy birthday to Colin Hanks. Tom Hanks has a son who's 48. Well, my
Yeah, it's
goodness.
crazy.
There
I
you
feel like
go.
he's
And we've got
48. What's
one
going
more,
on?
one more live birthday. Who's this
We've
one?
got Ruben Santiago Hudson, who is age 69. I don't know this gentleman, have to look him up afterwards.
Please do.
He's an American actor, playwright, and director, best known for playing Captain Roy Montgomery on ABC's police TV series Castle.
Oh, was I a fan of Castle?
He won a Tony for his performance in the 1996 play Seven Guitars, and in 2021, he was nominated for Best Adaptation of the Screenwriters Guild by the Screenwriters Guild for the film version of Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. He had a recurring role as Raul Gomez in the Showtime TV series Billions, which Bonnie, you and I
Yay!
just talked about. You
Yes.
recommend that one highly.
Love the show.
And he was the first guest star in The West Wing.
Mm.
Now, I find this personally interesting. He wrote Lackawanna Blues, which was an autobiographical play in which he portrayed himself and 20 characters from his past.
That's a one-man show.
Yeah, it was produced at New York's Joseph Papp Theater in 2001. And then his adaptation for the 2005 HBO film starring S. Zapatha Murkison, with the parts played by different people, won the Humanities Prize. So on television, he has appeared on the daytime soap operas One Life to Live, Another World, and All My Children. So he
Hmm.
had a good soap opera run there, but I've got to look up Lackawanna Blues now.
Yes, look up Ruben Santiago Hudson. I recognize his name from several series. You'll recognize his picture. I had no idea he had such a storied career in as a playwright, as an actor, as a director. I've seen him in a few things, and I always like him. We have a couple of in memoriam birthdays with just a one-liner after each one, but who can forget Scott Joplin? Yes, I know, 1868 to 1917. Nobody really knew him because that's too long ago, but he composed Ragtime and he was a pianist and he was called the King of Ragtime. So look up the song Ragtime and I think you'll understand it. There we go. And
And
who've
that
you?
song, but Freddie Mercury, the lead singer of the band Queen, oh my God, he is like known still to this day for having
Yes.
the best vocal range and being the greatest singer of all time. Amazing guy. If you get a chance to read up on him or see any of it, the movie that was done with him, it was amazing.
Yep, and he died in 1991. Interesting, you said he's still very much a name that people know.
Very
Interesting.
much.
I didn't
I mean,
realize he
my
passed away.
daughter was born in 1990 and she idolizes him.
Yeah, interesting. He
Yeah.
died very, very young. Also, today is the birthday of Lucky Luciano or Luciano, 1896 to 1962. Why is he here? He created modern organized crime. He was an Italian American
He was a
mobster.
creator.
He
Come
was a creator.
on.
That's right. He was an
Not a
innovator,
criminal.
innovator, creator, entrepreneur, and he redid the version of modern crime that we know today in the United States, or that we knew back then anyway. Lucky Luciano.
Imagine if he was here today with all the scams going on.
Can't even. Can't even. Bigger and better.
Next, though, Charles Darwin,
What?
who lived from 1809 to 1882, he was an English naturalist whose scientific theory of evolution by natural selection is a cornerstone of modern biology.
There you go. Charles Darwin. Let's do a quick shout out to all of these celebrants there, living and not so much anymore. Oh, they are. There must be hundreds of them out there. Thank you very much for that. And we've got some social media star birthdays. I'm going to start out with a young man who's 29. I call that a young man. And his name is capital W, the letter W, the numeral 2, and the capital letter S. So it's W2S. He has 16 million subscribers, Sherry. He's a British YouTube gameplay commentator.
They're
Who pri-
big.
yeah, primarily posts FIFA gameplay footage as well as live commentary videos. He's known as W2S or Roto Shaw, Wroeto Shaw. His real name is Harry Lewis. None of that makes any sense to me. So W2S, Harry Lewis. He wears a blue jumper. That's his trademark. Talk about a brand. His Instagram, he's also on Insta, has 5 million followers. He's a member of the European YouTube group, The Sidemen. Happy birthday, W2S. Yes. Okay.
I think I overlooked YouTube in my career planning.
It's not too
The
late.
next one,
Not
Kamira
too.
Rush, he is age 16 and he has 8 million, over 8 million subscribers and 6.7 billion views. He's a Canadian YouTube personality on his famous Tube Kids channel. He posts toy reviews and personal vlogs, which the toy reviews drive me insane because my grandchildren watch those all the time. I'm like, you mean to tell me somebody's making a living by unpacking these toys and showing them on the screen? What?
What? As we say on my Saucy Dame show, say what?
Say what? Yeah.
Say what?
So, and he's
Okay.
also had his younger sisters, Callie and Kira, on. So kudos to him for including them. And they also have a family channel. So they're a new media family.
Yeah, the Rush fam.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Interesting. And what about that one video that he had? What was that called?
His videos, Doc McStuffin's tummy ache checkup, has 10 million plus views. It must be good. I don't want to add to his views by going to see it, but I think I'm going to.
But Sherry, if you had a tummy ache and you went to the doctor and you filmed it or you made a YouTube about it, do you think 10 million people would be interested?
No, but Doc McStuffins is a very popular character. So
Okay.
that I mean, a lot of these views are probably driven by knowing how to manipulate social media and keywords to begin with.
Yes, I think these people are SEO experts, aren't they?
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, we have on Instagram, speaking of, Giovanna Ventura. She is 30 today. Oh, she's just starting out with 4.5 plus million followers. She's a social media star and a model who posts workout routines and dieting ideas. I need to get some of those. She has been romantically linked to Justin Bieber. Maybe that's why she has 4.5 million followers. And
It helps.
Sherry, this is very important. Her dog named Tatum has his own Instagram account. That one we might need to go to boost his, I don't know how many followers he has.
There's another one I'm missing out on because
Yeah,
I
I
have
know.
two dogs. They're not Instagram material, I don't feel like.
Okay.
Okay. On TikTok, Ironheart, who is a she's age 26. She has 1.5 million plus fans and 12 million plus views of one TikTok. See, it only takes just one
Yeah.
really good one. Known as Iron Man superfan, she loves the character Iron Man. The first film in the Iron Man franchise and the first film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe with Tony Stark. I do like Tony Stark, so I kind of
Yeah.
get building a weaponized suit and fighting terrorists as Iron Man.
Yeah.
She posts duets, trends, comedy, and videos about romance set to lip syncs.
Aw.
One of her most popular TikToks features her interacting with a stranger on Om.tv and has 12 million plus views.
Interacting with a stranger. I do that when I talk to people in the grocery store every day. Do you think 12 million people would want to watch?
You got to film it.
I do. That'll scare the heck out of the people. So happy birthday to all of our social media fans. And now we're going to our wacky holidays. This I should call to say what part of the show. And I'm going to start us off on holiday number one. There were very few to pick from, Sherry. I have to tell you, I did a lot of research on this. So number one holiday today is National Sardines Day. Oh my goodness. I haven't had them in years. My
Stinky.
dad used to love them. Let me tell everybody what sardines are. They're one of the most abundant edible fish in the world. And well, you got to air out the room. They're used for various purposes, including bait. That's fishing. Yes, you fish with sardines. Human consumption, that would be us. Fish meal, fish oil. Okay. Canning, drying, and salting. They're a rich source of omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin D, vitamin B12, vitamin B2, phosphorus, and calcium. As if that isn't enough, they come packed in tin cans and they have a long shelf life and they're a major export for Morocco, Japan, and China. Now, why don't you take us through the history, please,
Let me just
Sherry?
comment on that
Yes,
because sardines we all know as being in the little tin cans and they are smelly.
yes.
When I was in Croatia last year with my nephew, they took us to was a sardine and other fish, I forget what farm, and they served sardines fresh. And I was timid, but I mean, they weren't bad. It wasn't the same as what we think of. Okay, so in the 15th century, the word sardine was first used, derived from the Mediterranean island of Sardinia,
How
where
about?
sardines were a major food source. That's not a lot of food. Around
No.
these coastal regions, before sardines became a global delicacy and a significant export, they were the fish of the poor.
Now, when we think of sardines and canned cherry, don't they have a little key on the side
Yeah,
that you roll the metal top? They're sealed so tight that you just don't just go open them like a can of beans or something.
right.
You
That
have
was a special process. And
li
that, another
yes.
fun fact, sardine canning was very big in Lubec, Maine, which I visited numerous times because only because my brother and sister-in-law owned a beautiful bed and breakfast up there called the Peacock House. But there's literally nothing, no business left in that town, but it
Yeah.
was once a very
Was
big hub of
booming.
sardines and
And
canning.
that's later on in our history. We're going to talk about that. So in 1810, a gentleman named a French, a Français, Nicolas Appert, Appert, had a cookbook called The Art of Preserving All Kinds of Animal and Vegetable Substances for several years. That's must have been a big cover. He heralded the golden era of golden sardines with the invention of canning. That's when it all started. Yes.
Englishman Joseph Pierre Cullen combined Appert's method with Breton's popular sardine storage technique and created canned sardines and invents canned sardines.
I put that in
So
twice. Sorry about
yeah.
that.
So by 1836, Colin was producing around 30,000 cans a year. Now think about that.
What?
That increased over the years to 50 million cans because 30 other small factories were established.
It must have been very popular. Late 19th century, Spain and Portugal overtook France in the export of canned sardines due to a drastic decrease in sardine population in France because the coastal waters were no longer friendly to sardines. Uh-oh.
Ah.
Ah.
1870, the Franco-Prussian War halted France's exports to North America, creating an opportunity for American entrepreneurs to enter the market. Bonnie, I just pause and
Sorry, I had to
how
do
did
that.
you find so many facts on sardines of all things?
Fell into the rabbit hole on sardines and I just kept looking and looking and looking. That's why I don't sleep anymore. In 1875, the Eagle preserved fish Company. That's not the Eagle Preserve the Fish. Eagles eat fish, but the Eagle Preserve Fish Company was established at Eastport, New York. I used to live on Long Island. Eastport was way out on the coast,
Yeah.
on the island. U.S. East Coast, ushering in the American sardine industry in Maine and there you go, and
There you go.
California. Small sardine factories opened up on the coast, increasing the volume of Atlantic herrings exported worldwide. Interesting. The Wolf and Reesing Cannery opened in Maine in 1876 during the Franco-Prussian War. A lot of history here, Sherry.
I know it's crazy. This in 1940s, the sardine industry began winding down on the West Coast because of World War II.
And from 1960 to 2010, the U.S. East Coast canned sardine sales, decreased in 2010. Stinson Seafood Plant in Maine closed. The last sardine cannery to shut down. Boo hoo. And you've got the wrap here. What do you got?
Well, today, while sardines are no longer a major export for the US and are viewed as low-end foods, they are still a delicacy in Spain and Portugal, which is true. I was in Portugal last year, and true story, where there's a culture of making canned sardines age as wine before eating them. I did not try those.
Oh, okay. We'll leave that one alone. And we've got
You did.
wacky holiday number 2, and this says a name that's similar to sound alike to somebody, something in your life. So why don't you introduce the next holiday, Sherry?
She's talking about Cooper, my dog.
Yeah.
November 24th, 1971, a man who identified himself as Dan Cooper, aka DB Cooper, bought a one-way $20 ticket for Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 305. He was in his mid-40s, 6 feet tall, and dressed in a suit, trench coat, and loafers. He carried a briefcase. Once the plane had taken off, he passed a note to a flight attendant, Florence Schaffner, informing her that he was carrying a bomb and the plane was being hijacked. He opened his briefcase to show Schaffner the bomb, a collection of wires, red sticks, and a battery.
And we'll never know if it really was, but it looked like it. He later passed another note demanding that once a plane landed in Seattle, he should be given $200,000 in $20 bills. Do the math, that's a stack of bills. And 2 parachutes. He also wanted the plane to be refueled for another takeoff upon landing in Seattle. They quickly evacuated the 36 other passengers. I can't imagine what they told him, and his demands were fulfilled. So somebody handed him probably a bag or another briefcase with $200,000 in $20 bills. So that's, let's see, 21, that's 10,000 $20 bills.
Chump change.
Yeah, 10,000 bills. That must have been a big bag. Go ahead.
Meanwhile,
Oh.
while the plane was refueled, he forced 2 pilots, a flight engineer and a flight attendant, to remain on board. He ordered them to fly the aircraft to Mexico City, going under 10,000 feet at a speed slower than 200 knots. Mid-flight over what is believed to be Ariel, Washington, he parachuted off the aircraft into the night, never to be seen again.
Oh my goodness. The case almost instantly took over the nation. 800 suspects were brought in and most were cleared during the first 5 years, and they called it Investigation NORJAK, Northwest Hijacking. The FBI initially thought he would have had a military past, but they said, nah, anybody who jumps out of a plane in the middle of nowhere couldn't have been military. That wasn't a little bit dangerous, you think? So, yes. Sherry?
So this remains the FBI's only unsolved air piracy case. With little to no advancement over the years, the investigation was eventually called off to put resources to better use.
But in 1972, Richard Floyd McCoy conducts a D.B. Cooper-inspired hijacking of his own, causing the FBI to suspect and then cleared him on account of his alibi. I don't know what his alibi was, but he tried it. Okay. So
Okay, in 1974, the first...
Wait a minute. He wanted to be considered the real McCoy. I had to say that.
Oh, okay.
There you go. But
in 1974, the first DB Cooper Day. So we honor him. The annual convention of DB Cooper enthusiasts, initially known as DB Cooper Day and later renamed CooperCon, first took place in Ariel, Washington, which is believed to be near where Cooper landed.
6 years later, in 1980, a little 8-year-old boy named Brian Ingram, Ingram, was walking along the edge of the Columbia River near Vancouver, Washington, and he looked down and what did he find? $5,800 in $20 bills, which matched the serial numbers of D.B. Cooper's bills that he, shall we just say, demanded when he tried to take the plane down. Yes.
Now
Okay.
that's cool. Did the kid get to keep the
I
5,800?
don't know. We have to look that up. That'll
Yeah,
have to be next
yeah.
November 24th. You and I will tell the story.
1996, the Ariel Store and Tavern in Ariel, Washington throws a party to mark the 25th anniversary of Cooper's hijacking, including fireworks, a lottery for Cooper merch, and a Cooper costume contest. Each year, DB Cooper Days, plural, even though it's a one-day event, brings more than 200 people to the site where the FBI set up headquarters in 1971 while searching for the criminal who hijacked a flight from Portland to Seattle.
Oh my goodness gracious. Can you imagine? They have nothing else to do. There you go. I'm trying to get the sound up here for our closing. Okay. And in 2021, it was the 50th anniversary of D.B. Cooper's hijacking. It was a major event across the Pacific Northwest, 50 years and still unsolved. Celebrations included, of course, CooperCon in Vancouver, Washington, authors and researchers discussing the mystery, local events in Ariel, Washington, the suspected drop zone, which we already said. The anniversary spurred new media content, including a movie and a live tweeting event. And I think we've had enough of this. Thank you, Sherry.
You're welcome.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Big
I'm
birds,
grateful.
big birds coming to my house, and a big roasting pan is making its way here tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
It's your day.
Somebody's day.
Celebrating you in this special
way.
Party shine,
Shine,
laugh and smile.
smile.
We're celebrating you in style.
So much style. Look at this. A Princess Leia pigtails.
I want to see braids in those next time.
I'll try that. Let's lower that music to see if we can do it. Thank you to the Suno Orchestra, SherryM. It's always delightful to see you.